What's up, guys? How's it going? It's Matt here. So, I'm kind of excited about this topic. Kind of excited about this topic. A couple days ago, President Trump was addressing Congress, addressing Congress members of the Pentagon and generals and stuff like that. And he made it damn clear that we need a sixth branch of service, a sixth branch of Department of Defense, which is the Space Force. Yes, Space Force. Where can I sign up? So, I think this is a great idea. All right, absolute great idea. So this is my thoughts on it. All right, guys. So I think Space Force is absolutely great idea. You look at modern day technology, EMP. There's a lot of powerful places or powerful countries in the world that have awesome technology just like us. And at any given time, our actual technology that's classified is about 20 to 30 years ahead of where we are right now. So we don't even know half of the crap that we have that's available to us, hence all the booms all over the place and stuff like that, sonic booms when there's nothing in the sky. And if you guys ever, I'm a big fan of UFO stuff, and that's what I've seen multiple UFOs in my life, a lot. All right, I've seen a lot. You look at the sky, you see stuff, it just is what it is. So if you look at stuff like the space station feed, they actually have a live feed that they go on sometimes. It's kind of annoying because they only take a camera, and they never point the camera into space anymore. They refuse to point the camera into space. They always point it down at astronauts, this tiny little spot where you can't see anything that's out around it except where the astronaut is. And there's so many times that you'll be sitting there watching. Don't believe it. If you don't believe me, just go watch it one time. Just look it up and go watch it. You'll be looking at it, and they'll be focusing in on someone. They'll focus in. Also, you see something really weird that definitely is not space junk or definitely not ice. That's light up, and it starts coming into play. And all of a sudden, that camera cuts off, and that goes to a different camera, pointing in a completely different direction. That's also in an area pointed where the space station's around it, so you can't see anything that's around it, and it's not pointed out of space, or it's pointed directly at the Earth. So all you can see is the Earth and nothing that's orbiting the Earth. So there is a lot of technology available out there, and there's a lot of military forces out there that have EMPs, okay? So that's electromagnetic pulse, all right? Basically, you detonate a nuclear explosion out in space above the atmosphere, and guess what? It actually knocks out all the lights and cameras and communications and stuff like that. So I think it's really important for a Space Force. Now think of it like this. For years and years and years, the Air Force is the one that monitors what's going on out there. The Air Force has several jobs. The Air Force, they're in the air. I mean, they're all in the air. They monitor satellites. They're in the air. They do all this stuff, and they're all the time. That's what they're doing. They're a little sprung out on it. They're a little spread out on what they do. If you dedicate one specific force to what's going on in our atmosphere or beyond, possibly, that is a good judgment call. That's a very good judgment call. Look, I'm a religious man. All right, I'm a religious man, but I'm not stupid either. All right, the universe is endless. Okay, the universe is absolutely endless. There's no end to it, and there's tons and billions and trillions, quadrillions, or whatever, infinity amount of freaking stars and planets and stuff like that. So we can't just automatically think we're the only force that's out here, the only people in the world, the only living intelligent creatures in the world. Some people say, well, methane gas, there's no methane gas anywhere else, so that means that's a thing for creating life like us. Well, what about life that doesn't need that? So there is a lot of stuff that's going on in space. So, but the Space Force has I think should have two important parts. That is keeping an eye in space, asteroids, comets, stuff that could be coming in our direction and getting in the way, building the technology or unlocking the technology, showing the technology, and declassifying the technology you have, declassifying or creating new technology that can defend us from incoming objects like that, okay, like space objects, space junk that's coming in, massive asteroids. We need a force that's dedicated to looking for that stuff to keep the planet safe. We also need a force that's keeping an eye and dominate. He actually wants to dominate the atmosphere, is what he wants to dominate space, okay, which I'm all for. We need a force that keeps an eye on what's going on with all the satellites and stuff like that out there, that has the ability to take out these weapon satellites, all right, in case someone initiates it, have radio signals, whatever it is. They need fancy stuff that smart people think up, that can create the stuff that can take out the fancy smart stuff, the stuff the other smart people created. So we need a force that can do that, okay? We need a force that can do that. So we need a force that will protect us from incoming objects, a force that can protect us in general from other space attacks, and a force that can keep an eye on what's going on around us, because we're not alone. I don't care what people say, we're not alone out there. And we need to defend ourselves, all right? So we don't know what possibility, what other stuff are. Recently, a little while ago, they had an object that came in, and they couldn't quite prove it. They couldn't quite prove it, or they couldn't quite determine what it was. The first thing that's ever been caught coming into our atmosphere at a very fast pace from a weird direction, skipping off our atmosphere and going out. It didn't take any, with all the orbiter fields and stuff like that, it didn't connect to it. It's almost like it's propelled and actually pulled out of it. And they said, oh, it was just a giant meteor or a giant asteroid. Except when they actually demonstration is they are metallic, they actually say it's a metallic cigar-shaped object. Now, cigar-shaped match optic, cigar-shaped stuff have been seen all over the planet. If you watch Secure Team, that's a really good channel to check out, Secure Team. They show it multiple times of like Mars, pictures of Mars. You see like massive shadows of cigar-shaped objects. People watching stuff from the moon with their own telephoto lenses that's actually connected up to their camera. And that's actually, some of their videos have been taken down, which is kind of weird, that YouTube deletes the videos. It's almost like they're told to delete the videos. And they see the moon, and you see massive objects in the orbit of the moon, and it's moving at an intelligent place and then goes away, and it's not in the atmosphere. You could tell it's actually on the moon because there's a shadow on the moon surface of it actually doing that. So there's a lot of stuff that we don't know about as civilians, a lot of stuff that people refuse to learn about. All right, it's a new age. Okay, it's a new world. All right, it's not a new world, but it's a new time with better technology. We need to pay attention to all threats, all possible threats, and the threats that can attack us from space. All right, which is like are other superpowers and stuff like that has space-based weapons and space-based satellites and stuff like that. Threats that can come at us from space, not purposely, the stuff like asteroids, stuff like that, space junk that can come in and cause some serious damage to us, or the other threat, which is the possibility of external forces coming into us. So we have to keep an eye on that. Now, some people are like, oh, Matt, you're crazy, I'm going to leave the channel. Feel free. You believe what you want. So I've seen some stuff in my own eyes that I cannot explain. All right. I can't explain it. You just don't want to hear the answer. The explanation is fine. It was moving. I actually did an entire video on it. It was moving, like it was intelligently moving, and it cannot be identified, and it was flying through the air. And if it cannot be identified, it's silent, it's moving through the air, and has strange lights, and it disappears in random areas. Yeah, that's an unidentified flying object, all right? So, not a weather balloon, all right? There's a difference. So, yes, I think the Space Force is a great idea. Absolute great idea. So, and one, it's going to create more military jobs. That's another big deal. Create more military jobs, more people will enlist. I mean, how people would just want to enlist like me? I love to re-enlist, just become a member of the Space Force. That would be cool. I mean, there's people that are going to re-enlist. You get more people in the military that'll actually be in this force too, so more basic. So it's going to be similar to like Air Force he was explaining. It's going to be like the same as the Air Force, but different, all right? So it's not Air Force, it's actually Space Force. So they got to go through basic, all this other stuff, officers, all this other stuff. And basically, but it is their own branch. I don't know if they're going to do like a Marine Corps thing where it's like the Marine Corps is technically its own branch, but technically it's also a department of the Navy. I don't know if they're going to do Space Force as its own branch, but technically it's part of the Air Force. I don't know how they're going to do it, but I think it's a great idea. Absolute great idea. Anyway, guys, if you like this video and you're excited about this, like, share, subscribe, tell your friends about me, and remember, it's our responsibility to take care of each other and protect each other. Peace.